instead of making him walk because he's kind of strong, let's use our feeble human bodies to carry him.
Yeah, you would weigh so much. Oh my goodness.
It's a robot. Hello and welcome to Lunchbox TV review of What If. This week's episode is the 8th one and the penultimate one in the series, and it is What If Ultron won. I'm Alex, and today I am joined by Lou.
What's up?
And Michelle.
Hello.
And we are here in this post-apocalyptic world where we have to keep talking about this series that we're not too warm on, huh? But hey, let's get to it. What if Ultron won? What do you guys think? First impressions.
I can go first, and maybe I'm gonna be all alone in this one, but I actually really liked it. It is my second favorite episode behind Doctor Strange. It was just cool visuals. There's some kind of Fantastic Four looking thing happening there, which people might have gotten. And yeah, I really enjoyed the show, the episode.
Yeah, you're not, I'm not with you. Dislike. I dislike it. Honestly, I'm continuing to be at a point where I'm burnt out on this show. It's not working for me. We knew this was coming, this like creation of the ragtag team and like all that kind of stuff, and this is the episode setting that up, and I don't care. Besides like a cool fight, this episode it felt like a filler episode. Honestly, most of them have, but it felt like really like, okay, we're just bridging the gap to the true story that we're trying to tell now, because we're not doing it episodic anymore. And I don't like that. Didn't work for me. I'm grumpy today.
That's fair. You earned the right to be grumpy after 8 episodes. I'm gonna say I'm on the dislike for this episode. I'll start with the good. Like Lou mentioned, the Fantastic Four thing. I think it's like more Jack Kirby, like the energy animation. The animation of those blasts were really cool. There's like some pseudo Galactus looks for Ultron at certain points, which is really neat. Animation by far the best part of this episode. However, I didn't hate this episode like I did the other ones, because like the ones that I really hated were the episodes that felt like just reskins. Like, what if this character was this character, which is just absolute lazy. Like I have no time for that. I don't need that. But like, if you give me a scenario or a scenario that's completely different with whoever characters, okay, that's fine. So this one was that, and it wasn't as annoying as like when Hank Pym killed all of the Avengers in that one episode. Like that one was pretty grating. This one was like, again, another genre episode, this one being a post-apocalyptic story, and Clint and Nat working through trauma and desperation, finding a bit of hope. So like, some of it was good. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. Like the thing that really killed it is like we discussed probably in the first episode, that like the Watcher was gonna make his own team of like exiles or whatever. Yeah, it's like the writing's on the wall. We're gonna get that the next episode. So I'm not fond of that, because like that means there's no character arcs or growth for like a lot of these characters who had their individual episodes. So whatever. And it's telling the cameo that we get in the cliffhanger this week is the one character from the absolute highest point of the series, which was the dark Doctor Strange. There were spoilers, by the way, in this episode. All right, or in this chat. Hopefully Lou put that earlier so everybody knows. But let's get started on what happened in this episode. So what if Ultron won? Once again, Iron Man dies. Like on all the other episodes, yeah, Iron Man dies. But It takes place in Avengers Age of Ultron, the Avengers 2 Age of Ultron, the movie where Ultron has the Vision robot model, and he does in fact make it into the body, so he becomes like, I don't know, Ultimate Ultron. Sure, he kills the Avengers, all of them except for the two ones without powers somehow, Black Widow and Hawkeye.
Go figure.
Sure, yeah, scrappy underdogs. Okay, fine, I'll take it. But everyone's dead, and Ultron he launches nukes that do end up blowing up the Earth. I suppose there are pockets of non-radiated land. Like everything I've heard in real life told me that there wouldn't be, but apparently there are. There are patches of land where Nat and Clint can survive. So they're surviving by going to different places, and they have a plan to find an AI that can take over Ultron, hopefully, and they find the place. It's in Moscow, and the AI is none other than Arnim Zola, the villain from Captain America 1. He makes a cameo appearance in Winter Soldier as well. And yes, while at the same time, Ultron makes his way, just killing everyone on planet Earth, and he figures that's not enough, let's kill some more. He kills Ego, goes to all the other planets, kills the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Nova Corps. He ends up fighting Captain Marvel on, I forgot the planet's name where the Nova Corps is, and the planet
Xandar, I think it's called Xandar.
Yeah, Xandar, that's it. And I suppose Captain Marvel died there because, oh right, I forgot to mention the bright point of Act 1. After Ultron takes over, nukes Earth, he's got the Mind Gem. Who steps through a portal but Thanos with the rest of the Infinity Stones? But what? Nothing. Ultron zips right through him, like cuts him right in half as if he was nothing. So I suppose one gem beats 5 gems. Yeah, okay. So Ultron gets all the Infinity Stones, so that's why he starts killing all the other planets, and he says, hey, this isn't enough. What's happening? You know, the universe, killing the universe not enough. Hey, there's something else. There's someone watching me. What is this? And he spots the Watcher, the creepiest dude in the Marvel universe. And yeah, he goes after the Watcher. But before we get to that, I want to ask, what did you guys think of this first act?
So I think this episode is just kind of, for me, riddled with plot holes, but I did really enjoy everything. But yeah, there's some questions that will probably change if it doesn't have answers. It'll, change my mind about I guess we'll find out the answers in the next one, but if not, then yeah, it was just bad. So first, the way I thought of the Thanos thing is that I thought it was really cool. It was like a fun scene. And the reason I thought that it was possible because it was just kind of just the reaction time of a machine versus someone who's living, where Thanos is like, oh, there's the Mind Stone. Let me think what to do. Meanwhile, Ultra Vision, whatever his name is, just kind of like, oh, cool. And that was actually my favorite scene of the episode.
Boo! Boo!
The thing with
then Vision should have been able to do that. Then there's no pulling out of the stone. Then regular Vision should have done that.
I know. It's just it doesn't make sense, but
plot holes.
Visually,
red card.
There's a lot of plot holes, but visually for me that was just really, really cool. And yeah, so that was my thinking. It's just the reaction time versus a machine versus Thanos, which is like, but even though I didn't even know the Mind Stone could do that, but whatever, he got cut in half. The stuff with Clint and Nat was just kind of meh, because I mean, you mentioned it earlier, this is supposed to be a nuclear wasteland. How are they even just kind of around it? But yeah. Well, what are your guys' thoughts? I know I'm the only one that loves this episode.
This episode just started weak. Like within the first couple of minutes, I was like, oh, cool. Like here we go. Yeah, for me, like with What If, there are so many plot holes in every single episode because it's not a complete story. They don't have time to tell the whole thing. But come on, nuclear wasteland, and you're gonna have these two Avengers alive. You're not gonna explain how they're the ones that survived. Like Ultron didn't think they were a threat. Like how? That makes no sense to me. I don't get it. Again, you're killing Tony Stark, and are we supposed to feel something? Are we not? Then they kill Thanos, and I was like, do I feel something? Do I not? Because I disagree, Lou. I hated that. I was like, come on, really? You're gonna do that? Like we already had weird Thanos a couple episodes ago. Like, just stop retroactively making this baddie, like this badass, weak. It doesn't make sense to me. Like how in the actual cinematic universe did he do everything he did, and then in this universe he's just like, I suck. I hate it. It made no sense.
We still have zombie Thanos lurking around somewhere.
It's stupid. So this episode, it started on such a bad note for me that immediately I was like, oh God, I just gotta sit through it so that we can talk about it. That was it. If we weren't talking about it, I honestly would have turned it off. I would have been like, you know what, this doesn't interest me anymore. I'm over it. I'm done. This is boring. And I mean, I can't, like, Natasha as a character doesn't speak very much even in the movies, but now here she speaks even more than she had in the cinematic universe, but it's not Scarlett Johansson, and that doesn't work for me either. So I wish, yeah, like the moment between her and Clint where she like holds out a hand and he's like, oh, and she's like, I don't make jokes. It's like, just sigh. That's it. Just large. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think like they were really banking on the shock factor of killing everyone off when it's like we've seen that every episode. Why like we don't care now. This you've got nothing, and I guess the shock of Thanos dying, you know, by basically turning into an alien zipper. I guess they thought that was gonna work.
Too, like
just flop. Right. So yeah, I've got nothing more to add to that. I am curious whether I would have turned it off or not, but yeah, I don't know. I can't say. I might have, or I would have just pulled out my phone and I was still doing that. So moving on, let's talk about the second act when Clint and Nat confront Arnim Zola, the AI of Arnim Zola that survived, and so the plan is that Arnim would turn into a USB drive virus to infect Ultron, and right, so they lay a trap, not very well thought out, but all the Ultron robots come to attack Clint and Nat. Clint hits one of the robots with the USB arrow, and it downloads the virus within the robot, and apparently it's not working. Arnim cannot take over Ultron, and they realize why that is, and it is because Ultron is not in the observable universe. And so we switch back to where actual Ultron is, Vision Ultron, whatever you want to call him, and he's having a slugfest with the Watcher, which to me that was a highlight. Just like seeing the animation of like just someone getting punched through different realities. We see a reality where Captain America, Steve Rogers is president, and America's Wakanda. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe they just went to Wakanda. I don't know. Different universes. It was pretty cool. Lots of energy, big blast, and all that. And yeah, let's cut there and get the reactions, because it's like the big battle scene. Oh, right, and Hawkeye dies, or is that a third act thing? I don't know. It might be. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Just right there. What you guys think?
Again, riddled with plot holes. All I love is the action, which was kind of just all I'm looking for right now. It's like this whole What If series is kind of a bleh in general. So I'm not looking for anything to kind of spark my brain into thinking, but the action was really cool. Like you said, the visuals of just going to different multiverses was fun. I don't know if this is this act that Watu like kind of just went badass with his armor. And that was cool because it looked like the shield that he put up sort of looked like the shield that Angelina Jolie put up in the Eternals. Maybe there's some connection there, but probably not. Who cares? Is what if. Yeah, again, the weird things with the Zola technology. You're supposed to infiltrate something that's kind of super modern from a computer program, whatever he is, that's from like the 50s, 60s. I don't know, Tech. If you did that to modern things, that probably wouldn't work. But hey, whatever. They tried. An effort was made. Yeah, super cool visuals. The action was just awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
The action was the highlight of this episode, but that doesn't say much because the rest of this episode sucked. So the action was okay. Like, I think at this point, I like the visuals of them going through the different realities. Like, that's cool. But at this point, it's almost the exact same fight we saw between Thor and Captain Marvel, where they're being punched across the globe. This is just being punched through different realities. It's the same thing again. So it felt just, I don't know, it didn't work for me in that sense. And honestly, I just had the question of how are the stones working in these different realities? And
Yeah,
how is it
one of
working in the
other plot
Watcher's
holes.
like thing? Especially because we just came out of Loki and Loki had the Tesseract. And it's like, oh, it doesn't work here. Da, da, da. It's a paperweight. You can't just tell us that it doesn't work and then do the opposite. Just play by your own rules, Marvel, please, because it's confusing. It's confusing. I don't understand why. Like, now does that mean when we go into the multiverse of madness, things just, what are the rules? I don't know anymore. I literally don't know what the multiverse rules are. It's already confusing enough, I think, especially as I haven't read the comic books relating to it. So I'm just going based off of like what MCU's told me. But now this is telling me different things. So it makes me confused. It makes me a little bit annoyed. I hate when they don't play by their own rules for anything. If you're saying you can't do something, you can't do the thing. Or if you're going to do it, you have to explain to me why this character is more powerful than the rules of what's going on. So the fight annoyed me for that reason. And yeah.
Hopefully I can set your mind at ease just by saying that I think this What If series is non-canon. So like it won't affect or impact the rest of the Marvel movies or Marvel shows. Like this is its own little like a separate little story that they're getting to do whatever they want in it. So like I guess rules don't apply.
But the scary thing is it is the MCU though.
It's based off the MCU, right? But like yeah, they're breaking a lot of their own rules. So
which was one of our original fears of just the word multiverse, is that it's going to be used as an excuse for everything, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, hopefully you're right about just that just staying there.
Yeah, because like Jeffrey Wright, I can't see him as a physical actor playing the Watcher, right? Like I could only see him as like an animated character. You know what I mean? Like if they were to hire Jeffrey Wright for something, hopefully like it's something else, but not the Watcher.
Like
I don't know.
Gas Cloud.
Hello. And okay, let's talk. Oh God, there's nothing to talk about. This episode ends in a cliffhanger, but Clint does die. He sacrifices himself so that Natasha and the Ultron robot with the virus can escape. So he sort of blows himself up, and yeah, so they're somewhere in this nuclear wasteland. God knows how she's getting food, how she's surviving. I don't know. And at the same time, Ultron has beaten up the Watcher to the point where he escapes. He flees, and you see him talking with someone. And that someone is the Doctor Strange from the very cool ass episode of where he turns evil and all that. So yeah, the cliffhanger implies that we're gonna get like their own Avengers. I was like so afraid that like when Doctor Strange said, "I want you to say it," I was so scared that the Watcher was gonna friggin' say Avengers Assemble.
I would have turned it off right there.
Assemble. Yeah, exactly. No. But thankfully he didn't. He said something else, nothing memorable, but yeah, he's gonna make his own team to fight this Ultron, whatever. Okay. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, well, this scene basically is just kind of the start for the next episode. Like I said, I'm gonna continue to like this episode until we get what's coming, which is actually kind of scary because it's pretty much the fear we had since episode 1, where we talked about Watu forming just this random thing. So I am curious about if they're gonna tie up like the zombie universe stuff to this, which is, I don't know, it's gonna be weird. But it is enough to kind of like, all right, let's see what happens in this final episode, instead of me going, one more episode, which actually was the theme for pretty much of What If. Clint dying instead of Nat was kind of a cool twist in the original MCU, because I actually did want Clint to die in that movie Endgame. So yeah, I don't know, still just the action for this movie was what made it for me, and we'll see what happens next.
Oh, this was disappointing. Even though I love like the Doctor Strange episode so good, really like it, seeing him again didn't feel good, did not feel excited about that at all, honestly. And I'm wondering if they knew that Doctor Strange was going to be everyone's favorite, and that's why he's the first person they went to try to like make us care. It didn't work for me. I don't care. Clinton dying, still don't care. That's it. I just, okay. I'm a little bit disappointed because I don't know how the next episode is going to play out, but I honestly had almost hoped that this episode they would have gone full filler with it and just had the Watcher collect his group in this episode, because I don't want to see the whole we're assembling a squad at the start of the next episode and waste what could be good action. I hope, like, that's my hope for the next episode, is just cool action between these random characters. But if half of it's assembling the troops, I'm going to be so upset. So I hope he like assembles them off screen. I know that's not going to happen, but I wish this whole episode hadn't even had the Nat thing with the Clint, and just get all that out of here. Ultron won. He comes to fight the Watcher. Watcher needs to assemble a crew. Let's do that this episode. I wish they'd done that instead. I wouldn't have loved it, but I would have liked it better than this episode.
Yeah, I don't know how like a show where the multiverse can get destroyed feels like the stakes are so low. Like, I really don't care whether Ultron wins or loses. Like what's gonna happen? The cartoon ends. Okay, let's go Ultron. I'm cool with that. I do feel like the next episode is definitely going to do a thing where, like, yeah, every like one character from each episode, let's throw them together, make them fight Ultron. And, you know, these characters don't really matter. So some of them are going to get killed in this brutal way. And we don't care because we don't care about the characters themselves. So we're going to see that cool Doctor Strange character die, you know, and is that going to ruin that episode? Maybe not. Like, at least the episode will still exist. So whatever.
I know there's going to be like a montage of them being like recruited or some form of that.
Yeah. That's literally it. And did you guys notice that there was when the Watcher was fighting Ultron, there were people snapping pictures of the Watcher, and he's like, like it's like, oh, I've been spotted. It's like, yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, I guess that's disappointing. That's another thing that wasn't established. Like, why is it that he cannot interfere? Like, besides a personal creed, like in the comic book, spoilers, it's because he comes from a race of like these Watchers. Like, imagine the Jedi, and they have their own code. or else they're exiled and kicked off from being a watcher. So like that in this show, it's not established. It's just this creepy dude that just stares, and
the peeping Tom of the MCU.
Yeah, peeping Tom. Yeah. So there we go. I think we should give our scores, shouldn't we? Let's do it because that's what we've been doing up until now. Guys, give me your scores.
Again, this episode riddled with plot holes, but the action was enough to entertain me. Really cool fight scenes again. But yes, so this is an 8 for me.
I'm sorry, Lou. I really, really don't like this episode. I think it's my least favorite, honestly.
Fair enough.
I've also forgotten all the other episodes and just repressed them and exiled them from my brain. But this one for me is like a 2 out of 10. It's trash. I hate it.
Is it really worse than the one the world lost its mightiest heroes, the one with Henry Pym killing all the Avengers and nobody caring?
Yes, honestly, to me. Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Because the thing I like for that one, I thought the action was better in that one. The story sucked, but the action was cooler. The action in this one didn't work for me coming off of the Thor episode.
That's still my least favorite episode.
Which one?
Hank Pym.
Oh, Hank Pym. Yeah. Same here. Same here. That's why I brought it up. That one's still. It's like a lot of.
That one's second last for me, but
yeah. Okay.
This one's
last. Fair enough. No, I know. I don't blame you because like the implication of this episode is like what if we made a multiverse out of a multiverse, or like what if we made an extended universe out of this bullshit?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we don't care. We could, because we have like an actual canonical universe that like this could have been, like what, the Great Lake Avengers. I don't know. Or like something else. This could have been like a canonical Marvel thing. I can't even think of anything.
Alpha Flight.
Yeah. Alpha Flight. Amazing. Oh, Canada.
Yeah.
We stand on guard for thee. Yeah, that'd be so dope. Yeah. This could have been Alpha Flight. Instead, like it's just something that no one really cares. And before I give my score, I'm just gonna say that on IMDb, as of right now, it's the highest rated episode, 9.3.
Really?
Is everyone okay? What?
No.
What's the second? Is it Doctor Strange? Is it Doctor Strange?
It is Doctor Strange at 9 somehow.
Better than Doctor Get.
I know. This could be a case. No, this could be a case of. No. I was gonna thank you, bots, by the way, for checking out our videos. No, I was gonna say this could be a case of where like it's really early and like the episode just came out and like everybody still has to vote, but like as of like the day after, 9.3 stars.
Okay. But before you score, can I just say one thing that like you reminded me of here? Just in pulling all of these characters together to do an alternate Avenger situation, I think the issue is that there is not a single Avenger from this iteration that I personally would replace any of the other real ones with. Do you know what I mean? Because they're all weaker. So why do we want just like a shittier team? And I think that's the issue. Because if they were all cooler, when I was like, Black Panther, Star-Lord, T'Challa, Star-Lord's cool, but I don't think he's cooler than Black Panther or Star-Lord.
In general,
you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think if they were all cooler in this, then it'd be cool to see a team of cooler characters, but they're all worse characters. So why do we care about a worse team? I don't know. That's my thought.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I don't care for like the reskins of what if this character or this character, like it's whatever. But with that said, it doesn't really matter. It's like sort of like spitting on a fire at this point. But like I'd give it a 4 out of 10. That's my lackluster score. So we'll wrap it up. Once again, this is the penultimate episode, one more left for What If. And if you liked what you heard, if you disagreed with our scores, any of our scores, because we're sort of all over the place, leave a comment. Let us know what you'd score it, because I'm really interested if it's a 9.3 episode. I'm Alex. I've been joined by Lou and Michelle. Like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.